Hey guys, what's going on? It's FTJ Gaming. I wanted to make a video to show something that I noticed the other night. Something kind of peculiar or kind of coincidental. Just kind of want to show you guys some evidence of how it looks like. I don't know if it's the same timeline or if it's connected, but just want to show you some similarities that I noticed while I was playing Call of the Dead. And how it's related to the new 9 map, or could be related to the new 9 map, or like hint towards the backstory of the 9 map. I'm not gonna have too many theories because I just don't want to have make this video be about a theory, because I know that people are just gonna spend their time trying to debunk this video, whatever. So I'm just going to show you what I found. You can make your own theories. I mean, to me, it shows like it's connected a little bit. So as you see in the opening scene of the 9 trailer, it starts out where they're pretty much around a cauldron in Greece, an underground cavern in Greece, and I'll show you how that's all connected in what I found in the last few days. Okay, so I'll kind of flip to the next photo, and it shows them inhaling the vapors, and there's a lady that's speaking. So the main reason for this video is they're trying to figure out who maybe the antagonist is in Black Ops 4 Zombies, but it shows them inhaling vapors, and the lady is talking to them about traveling through time and space, and they're seeking knowledge. And the knowledge is only, for basically for gods, not really for mortal men. But we don't know too much about that. After she says that, we don't know too much. So next, I believe, is what I noticed is this character. I forget his name, but let's call him the old man, because to be honest, I don't think too many people know his name. How his right eye is cloudy and glazed over, or I guess you can say, or just cloudy, almost like glaucoma or cataract, whatever it is. That was something that always stuck with a lot of people, including myself. And then I'll flip to the next photo. And in the loading screen for Call of the Dead, and you see George Romero's eye in the top left has the same cloudiness. And I'll be 100% honest with you. I literally played this game for this map for the first time, maybe like 3 nights ago, when I realized that I actually stopped playing the game and started doing some research. After I saw his eye, I'm like, this is the loading screen for the Call of the Dead map, Black Ops 1. So I noticed the eye. I'm like, that's really strange how they happen to have the same cloudy right eye. So I did find some clues. I did some digging, looked on the internet, and then I noticed that somebody posted or that there's not an ending scene, but when you die, there's like a closing scene, and I'll play that next, and I'll show you what I noticed from that closing segment with George Romero. I have my volume off, so I probably won't be able to hear what he's saying, but I'll try and stop or go to the next photo after that. So this is just a close-up of his eye, how it's cloudy, similar to the same character from 9. So I'll go to the next one, and it's just next to each other, so you can see what it looks like. Both eyes being very similar. And normally I would think it's just a coincidence or whatever, but after you watch this video that's coming up, you'll see that there might be some connection between the two. I'm not going to go and say that there's 100% a connection, because then people are just going to spend their time trying to debunk how it's not. So I'm just going to show you the evidence, like I do in most of my videos, and you come up with your own conclusion. For me, I have my own opinion. Like I always say, there's nothing anybody can convince me about if I'm not already convinced that it might be connected or might not be connected. And I'll show you the video. Hopefully this will play.
I did research for a World War II movie. I came across some old Nazi documents. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Element 115, necromancers, raising the dead, real creepy stuff. Come on! The coolest thing? Some of that crazy shit happened right here.
And so he mentioned the word necromancy or the word necromancer. And the definition is it's a practice of magic involving communication with the deceased, um, either by summoning their spirit as an apparition or raising them bodily for the purpose of divination. And divination is going to be a big clue on the next photo that I'll show you. And it's imparting the means to fortune tell future events or discover hidden knowledge. And of course, the lady speaks about them seeking knowledge. So I think the lady or the maybe antagonist they're going to be dealing with in this one is going to be necromancers, which are people that use magic or dark magic, to kind of advance for their own advancements. I would say to to benefit from it, to bring someone back from the dead or use the deceased as a weapon. She could be using the characters, almost like the Shadow Man, to bring him back to life, to bring her back to life. It might be a little bit similar. I know the necromancy theme has been in zombies in a couple of games and maps and stuff like that, and I'll show you another kind of clue or hint how this can all be connected. And most people just refer to it as black magic or witchcraft, and it's adapted from Latin word, and it's a big Greek thing. And I know the underworld in 9 is it should be on the Greek because there's Greek symbols and Greek patterns in their circle on the ground, and I'll probably get to that in the next. Some of this stuff you can pause and read yourself. I just kind of want to speed this up. And divination is going to be a big key. I'll show you what that is in the next photo. Divination is kind of like the umbrella, like the top of the umbrella, or the tree that branches down. And it's a practice of seeking knowledge for the future or the unknown by supernatural means. So necromancy is using the dead or like spirits and ghosts to get to divination, which is to get knowledge. And it looks like she's going to use the characters to kind of seek knowledge or gain something, maybe bring herself back to life. Like I said, I'm not going to do theories because everybody's going to be debunking it. I'm like, oh, that's nonsense. That could never happen. That means that a million people are going to have their own theories, as you know on YouTube. So another definition of necromancy: communication with the dead, usually to obtain insight into the future or accomplish something otherwise impossible task. Like I said, she's probably like the Shadow Man, gonna use them to help, for her benefit. I don't know exactly what. Activity was current in ancient times among the Assyrians, Babylonians, Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, and I know 3 of those we're gonna probably touch on in Black Ops 4: the Romans, the Greeks, Egyptians, in medieval Europe. Now this is the important part. I'm gonna go to the bottom part. It says necromancy was especially popular in the Middle Ages and Renaissance, and its temptation and perils were vividly described in the Faust stories of these authors, I guess. So Faust, as you know, is a poster that is in Keener der Toten, and I'll show you that poster right now. So this is maybe how it's just. Don't know if it's going to be like the main theme. Maybe it's just kind of like tying loose ends, like Jason Blundell usually says. And this is just the Faust poster. I guess he used, like it says, necromancy to kind of maybe summon the dead. I mean, that is a Roman soldier, so it could all be tied together, it looks like. So like I said, maybe this is a story that we're looking to kind of close off. And like George Romero says, if you want to go back and watch that, he says there's always been 115 and necromancy stuff that's been going on in Siberia, and I guess in the whole zombies theme. So Faust is a hero of one of the most durable legends in Western folklore. So this could be telling the story. Maybe Diego is kind of representative of Faust. I don't know. And it is very similar. He's a German necromancer or astrologer who sells his soul to the devil in exchange for knowledge and power. And it sounds exactly like the opening scene for 9, where the lady talks about them seeking knowledge. And you can read the rest on your own, pause it, do whatever you want, kind of let that sink in for a little bit. And this, again, if you see the symbols on the ground, the circle is Greek symbols. You can look that up. I think it's called mandala circle. And this underground, I'll show you the real life underground, where the necromancers went to go do their black magic and summon the gods and stuff like that. And I'm sure Treyarch changed a couple things. It's not going to be 100%. A lot of the maps like Alcatraz and whatever, the real life Deriz, they're not 100% what it looks like in real life, but I think this is going to be representative of the real one in real life, which I'll show you. The real location is called the Necromantian, was a Greek temple of necromancy devoted to Hades, which is the god of the underground. According to tradition, it was located in the banks of a Cherion River, and it believed to open the doors to Hades, the realm of the dead. And like I said before, you can kind of read everything you want, do some research on your own about Necromantian. And this is just a quick little story I found from a website. It looks very similar. There's a lot of smoke. I mean, they have heads and torches and stuff like that. And like I said, it was an ancient temple dedicated to the god of the underworld, Hades, and his consort. I know in this story it's a female, but they probably just use the location. I don't know if they'll use the exact same storyline with Hades. I know those, like I said, it looks like it's going to be a Greek location. And this is the real life location, what it looks like. It could be a little bit I mean, this is just a small little tunnel. There is a big underground. And I couldn't find too much, but it did talk about an underground cave or cavern that they went to go do their rituals. And like I said, again, you can kind of pause it, do some research on your own. This is just a close-up of it. And I think, okay, so let me kind of just kind of set up the next video that I have. And it's gonna be just it's from the video game Diablo, and it kind of shows an example of a necromancer, how it might be used in other video games. And this is an old video game, I think. I'm not sure how old it was, maybe like a year or two, from Diablo 3. And it's also a Blizzard game, so maybe they're just kind of almost recycling some storylines from other games, maybe, or inspirations, who knows. So I'll play that video. It looks pretty cool. Maybe we'll get some of that in Black Ops 4.
Has ravaged our world, and the balance that sustained us has been lost. We feared this day would come, when the lands are ruined, and the champions of the light can no longer save those in need. But I will. For I wield the power they cannot. And a new army of the dead shall rise at my command. All who threaten the balance, beware.
And like I said, this is just a quick video that I kind of put together. Just kind of shows some concrete evidence of how Call of the Dead looks like it hinted towards what we might be dealing with, or not really hint, like it's just maybe the second part of, or the flip side of zombies that was always kind of a little bit intertwined within some of the storylines. But anyways, I'll see you guys. Let me know what you think. This isn't like a theory video, so it's not like me thinking that Necromancer is gonna be in Black Ops 4. It's just some evidence that shows that it probably pretty much is, and you know, the lady is probably a Necromancer, or the storyline's gonna be in there somehow. But I'll see you guys later. Thanks.